welcome. These are horse racing selections for Wednesday, the 2nd of August. We'll get this right. It is Goodwood Day 2, Galway Day 3. I am Flat Cap Callum and I'm hoping you are all very, very well. Alright, we're on to Day 3, Galway, 2, Goodwood. Third day of the week. I think that's all about right. So it is Wednesday's selections, and this is the anniversary of when we really hit it big last year. So in terms of how it looks for Wednesday, if you just look purely at field sizes, betting markets, prices available, value, that kind of stuff, I'm really quite happy with where we're at, and I would say that we got some chances in there. What I'm really not happy about is the weather forecast. Not that it's, I think it's going to make the ground a bit softer, particularly at Goodwood. I think it looks like horrible weather at Goodwood. Galway not great weather, but Goodwood worse. But yeah, just if you've got some sort of like high winds blowing on the track and moving stuff about horses, about jockeys, about water, about that kind of stuff, I think it's going to throw up some funny results. So as much as I'm happy with where it looks at the time of making this video, I'm not convinced there's not going to be a few non-runners knocking about, and also that you might lend itself to getting some funny results. So if it wasn't for the weather, I'd be pretty happy with where I'm at for these selections. So it's £40. We are double staking. So we did 25 Monday, 35 Tuesday. We're going the full £40. It's it's a full deck. It's 8 bets. So the maximum I'll ever do, for those of you who are new, is £40 is the max stake, 8 is the max bets. What you'll be pleased to know about, I think, is everything is pretty straightforward. I've got no split leg lucky 15s. I've got no additional doubles or additional singles on any bets. What I have got is 2 combination doubles, 1 Galway, 1 Galway Goodwood /1, 1 Goodwood lucky 15, 1 non-Galway Goodwood lucky 15, 1 Goodwood and Galway lucky 15, and 2 Galway lucky 15s. I'm a lot more stacked on Galway. The four decent field size handicaps at Galway. That is where I'm at. So I've got 6 horses over 5 races at Goodwood, 4 non-festival horses running in the UK, and then I've got quite a bit of stacking going on to the 4 big handicaps at Galway. That's what the plan looks like. Before we get to that, we need to spin through Tuesday. So Tuesday was good for anyone with Sky Bet. If you weren't with Sky Bet, 1 out of the place. So the channel stats will look all right from today, but it's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking to get the full house for everybody. So let me go through it, because same as the day before. Strike rate, we were good. We were in the right territory. So it was 8 out of 24 placed for everyone. So that's a third. That's 33%. So that's par mark. So that's where we're average at. It would have been 9 out of 24 for Sky or Hills. So slightly above average for Sky or Hills. But then in addition to those, you were looking at 5 horses, 1 out of the placings, which would have made it 14 out of 24. And that's when we're really cooking with gas. And that's without a winner. So we had a poor one there, 1 out of the placings, no good, 1 out of the placings. We had two 1 out of the placings in that one, but they all struck out. So nothing back on that one. So that was nice and easy to calculate. And then we had placed 5th, which was good enough for Hills, no one else. And then we had Pride of America place. I think Lord Protector was 1 out of the placings. Cordovan faded, and Pina del Rio wasn't any good. So it was a place single for most, place double if you did it with Hills, which was one of the bookie advisories on that one. And then we had nearly won, but not quite. No good. Interesting that in that 505 Goodwood, if you actually look, the horses, so that was a race where they came round the bend and then they came to the cutaways. The cutaways, the bit where suddenly the rail goes in and horses can cut through. that everything that went through the cutaway absolutely floundered. So that generally the lower drawn horses that thought, well, we'll chance it and go up on the rail, on that far side rail at Goodwood, clearly the ground wasn't good for Tuesday. They floundered. So if you actually look at Goodwood from Tuesday, we had quite a few horses come up the near side rail, so the stand side rail, and literally tow themselves up. On the far side rail, that some of the ground's okay on the far side, but near the rail, that you were written off then. That was really poor, and then that was placed annoyingly. Yeah, if I'd done that the other way around with the next bet, it would have been alright, but that was placed double for everyone. I was a bit disappointed with this, to be fair. That faded, no good, and then we had place one out the placings, so one of some pence back on that. And then bet 5. This was the one, the Galway one. So yeah, there weren't the massive prices, but really credible race, third. No More Port, nearly won. So Jack Thomas came from nowhere. It was impeded 2 different times in the race, and it was 6th, which Sky paid. No one else did. And yeah, if it got a better run, if Spanish 10 was in that bet, if buts and maybes. So anyone Sky would have benefited today. If you weren't with Sky, most of your money back. And then starting Monday, that was 4th as well. So 20p each way, lucky 15. It was an all right return. Channel paid back that 73. Importantly, we didn't have any non-runners, and there was no raw falls. And then this one, so we had No More Porter, and Casanova was the one in here. So they placed with Spanish tenner for everyone, and then if you were Sky, you had it with Sir Jack Thomas as well. So it was 4 places with Sky, but if you were not Sky and you got best price guaranteed, it wasn't that much behind the Sky return, to be fair, because you got better prices on No More Porter and Casanova going on to Spanish tenner. So that was that. So it was finished 35 on, 84.70 back, so just shy of £50 profit for the day for Sky. But yeah, that doesn't warm my cockles. I need to get something for everyone. That is what we're looking for this week. So let me go through the plan so the sun doesn't come up behind me. Right, this is my Goodwood one. I had some really clever, salient, insightful things to say about lots of these horses, and because it's all gone out of my head. I'll see what I can do, because as you know, there are. Well, not everybody knows that, actually, to be fair, but there are a lot of stuff that I spend a lot of time and hours putting into researching this. Every single horse is picked for a particular reason. Betting market has to be on point, but there's reasons behind everyone. So 150 Goodwood, starting off that. Clan Chieftain. It would not normally hit my criteria, that horse, in terms of on bare form. And it's the same as the day before. The 150 Sky have got their promotion on that race. I'd be looking at that horse. I mean, it's a competitive race and there's a lot of unexposed horses, but I'd be looking at that horse for that bet, that kind of offer if I could do one. So yeah, it doesn't hit my criteria. Why not? Right. So what do I like about that one? It's a full brother to Highland Chief. Get the right Highland out. Highland Chief. Same connections own the horse. And what you had with Highland Chief is it was a really decent horse. It ran to a mark of 120, I think. And in its first season, it won at Maiden, and then it was third in the Chesham at Ascot, and then it completely bombed out in a race at Newmarket. Now this horse didn't do anything on debut. I think it ran at Kempton. It's not designed to be an all-weather horse. Then it won its maiden, and then it had a duffer at Newmarket. So there's some real similarities. Highland Chief then got put away for the year, came back the following year, stepped up in trip on soft ground, and won at Royal Ascot, a nice handicap at Royal Ascot. This one's not had the same break, but with what you've got, again, similarity to a full brother here, stepping up in distance, and the ground's going to be soft. So the pedigree says soft is fine, up in distance is fine. Highland Chief went to a mile and 4. And if you add in the mix with this horse as well, the connections there. So I forget that lady's name, Mrs. I can't remember it, It's the pink and green colours are very distinctive. Fruity, I'm going to pronounce it wrong. Anyway, you look it up. But the connections, Goodwood's their track. So they have a lot of horses in training, but Goodwood is where they target their horses. If you look statistically speaking, they chuck so many more horses at Goodwood, and they do all right. And they had a nice 33-1 winner on Tuesday that they imported in from France, making its UK debut. That was a very shrewd piece of business. So they've got quite a few horses running on Wednesday. That's the only one I'm on. But yeah, I think that's worth taking a bit of a leap of faith that will bounce back from the Newmarket run. I think you can ignore the Newmarket run. Soft ground, up in distance. Pedigree says that's all good. Pedigree also says Goodwood should be okay. The full brother ran at Goodwood. So yeah, we're going with Clan Chieftain. 225 Matilde Picotti, which we took in the Guineas. That ran at a nice price and got placed for us. I think that's a horse that will do well in the mud if it goes like that at Goodwood. 335 Goodwood, Factor Cheval. I'm having a chance on the French one to get in the mix of the top two. It's only a 6-runner race, but that horse is well proven in muddy conditions. And I actually think if you read up write-ups for it, right, so this is why I've said before, this helps me. So the write-ups, if you look in some of the main publications, basically kind of say that horse is not quite good enough. I think that horse is still progressing. I think it liked the ground and it's still progressing. So on paper, it's not as good as the front two horses in there. It's not. I mean, Paddington should win that race comfortably in theory, but I think that horse can get a little bit competitive in a track that puts up funny results. So we're trying the French one, Factor Cheval, and then 520 in the main handicap at Goodwood. Physique 11s, 18p each way, lucky 15. Sky best on that one, but let me just find, because Sky are 6 and 6. At 225, they've gone 6 places. If you're Sky bet and you've got a clean account, get involved in that 225. I wouldn't go bigger on the channel for it because most people are getting 4 places, and I'm happy with Matilda Picotti for 4 places. I'll back it myself for 4 places. But yeah, 6 on Sky. So Sky 2 extra places there and 1 extra place there, which counters the fact that they're 1 less place here. So more or less all bookies are 4 except Sky. So I've got a disadvantage there, an advantage there with Sky. So Sky best, then Paddy Coral 365. You want a bog bookie basically that's paying the same place terms, not Ladbrokes. 540 is your bet. That's the Goodwood bet. All right. Okay. Non-Galway Goodwood bet. I've come up with this, and a flag on this one. I think it's the 455 Redcar. Decent field size handicap. I didn't like it. It was absolute dirt quality horses in that race. No disrespect to anyone who owns any of those horses, but they are the lowest grade horses in racing. But I didn't like the read of that race at all, so I've left it. So I've got 345 Redcar, 8 runner. Really good betting structure. That's a really good price for that horse, Western Beat 12s. 355, an old favourite, regularly in the channel. I think today's a day to be on Ardera Cross at 12s. 530 Redcar. Taking a bit of a chance on this one because I like everything about the horse except the jockey is never ridden in a under rules race before. Clearly the jockey's ridden, like you're not going to put someone on a horse who's never ridden before, but not under rules. So I'm taking a bit of a chance on that because I know nothing about the jockey, but I've always said, and I've said it many times on here, if the only thing you don't like about the horse is the jockey, that is not good enough to not back it. So we're going Royal Prospect at 14s, and then 727 Sandown, Balboa 22s. Again, that's a dead 8 runner race. Quite like the betting structure there, not as good as that race, but I really like that price. And at the time of making the video, if you were looking about, I think 33s you could still get on 365 on that horse. 18p each way, lucky 15. 540 is your bet. Sky or Unibet, because Sky and Unibet are 4 places on the middle 2 legs. No one else is. Everybody else is 3 places, standard terms on all of those. So it's just Sky or Unibet. Otherwise, you want a bog bookmaker. That's bet 2. All right. Then this is the Goodwood Galway combo, lucky 15. 445 Rousset 22s. I had a look at that race. I think you can argue a case for quite a lot, but there's some good course experience on that horse, and I think the price it's inconsistent, but it's well overpriced. 520 Goodwood, again inconsistent this one, wob 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 22, so we've got a couple of inconsistent ones there that I think will like conditions certainly and are overpriced. Then we're going 640 Galway easy game at 18s and 820 Galway Ossifer Hops at 14s, 18 pence each way, lucky 15, 540 is your bet. Sky best, then Betway second best. Betway and Sky are both 7 places in this 640. So if you haven't looked at Betway, Sky and Betway are both 7 on that one. Then if you've not got Sky or Betway, then you want 3-6. So then you've got basically 365, Paddy, Hills, Unibet, and Betfair, who are all 6 on that one. And that basically means standard. Most bookies are 4, most bookies are 5, most bookies are 5. Most are 5. The exception that aren't 5 are those 7. Sky and Betway are 7 places. 365 Paddy, Hills, Unibet, and Betfair. But 365 and Paddy, you'll get bog on this, and Hills, Unibet, Betfair, you won't. So, in that order, if you've got Sky, do that. Got Betway, do that. If you've not got those two, do 365 and Paddy. If you've not got them, do those. And if you've not got them, you've got at least the 8th but worst best bookmaker for the bet. Right, that's 540. Goodwood Galway combo. And what I should say, I've got 2 combination doubles. Every horse in a combination double has got something else going on to it as well. So I've got today, but nothing in the doubles that's just on its own. 520 Goodwood, Physique at 11s, wob 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 at 22s. We're going to go and roll on to the 2 mile flat handicap at Galway. Takarengo 25s, Hallowed Star at 16s, and Dark Voyager at 66s. 6 times 25p each way doubles. £3 is the bet. Sky best, and then 365 Paddy, Coral, or Ladbrokes. One of those 4 best price guaranteed, because most bookies are 5 and 5. Sky is 6 and 6. Pretty much everyone else is 5 and 5. That's bet 4. Bet 5 just got a big priced double. So we've got 610 Galway Dark Voyager 66s, 820 Galway Purple Mountain 66s. So 250p each way singles, and we're going to stick a 40p each way double. If those 2 place, that's a very good day indeed. 280 is the bet, and again Sky best, then 365 Paddy, Coral, or Ladbrokes. That's bet 5. Bet 6. I've got bet 6 and bet 7, 2 Galways, both the same races. I haven't done it on the staking plan today, but for those of you who like it when we put 4 races and we have 2 in each race, so you basically, and I just do the 4 folds. Bet 6 and bet 7, 100%, you could combine those 2 there. I'd already had 8 bets, and it was nothing I wanted to take out, and I could have lowered the stake and put 1 in like that, so it's like a 16 times 10p each way 4-fold, 320 you bet. That's what we often do on the channel. I just was like, I don't want to make it 9 bets. So yeah, it's you could put bet 6 and 7 together definitely. Galway 610, Takarango 25, 640 Furio Road 10s, 715 Royal Eagle 10s, 820 Coventry 28, 20p each way, lucky 15, £6 is the bet. Sky are best, Betway second best, 365 or Paddy third best jointly, and then joint best after that, Hills, Betfair, Unibet. And it goes back to what we said before, the 640, 7 places Sky and Betway, 6 places on those other 5 bookmakers. Definitely try and find one of those 7 bookmakers in total to use, so you can get the 6th place, and that's 640. Because it happens all too often on the channel. That's the one that we get. Bet 7, same races, same stake, different horses. 610 Hallowed Star 16s, 640 Lieutenant Command 40s, 715 Broomfield Hall 14s, 820 Big Debate 16s, 20p each way, lucky 15, £6 the bet. Sky, Betway, 365 or Paddy, Hills, Betfair, Unibet. There you go. Bet 7, and then we'll finish ourselves off with a big combo double, 3 going on to 4, so we've got a 12 times one there. 640, we've got Fury Road, Lieutenant Command, and Easy Game going on to the 820 Coventry Big Debates, Ossifer Hops, Purple Mountain. 12 times 25p each way doubles, so it's £6. So we're doing the full 12 times 25p. £6 is the total stake. And then Sky, Betway, Paddy 365, Hills, Betfair, Unibet. All right. So that is the plan for Wednesday. So ultimately, what we're looking for on Wednesday is we want everyone to win. So betting gods, you did us a favour. You were listening in and on the video yesterday. What I'll ask is, I don't want to be cheeky, but could we possibly have a bet on Wednesday, a nice lucky 15 with four in the green that everybody can get? That would be really helpful. So if you're listening, that would be it. Even just stretch it to like one of those 7 bookmakers. I'll take that. But yeah, if you're listening, betting gods, that'll be all right, please. Thank you very much. But I appreciate you're really busy and you're trying to help a lot of other people out this week. But there's a lot of people on here who could do with a little bit of a favour. All right. That is me for today. I'll be back tomorrow. Who knows? Probably upload at like 5 in the morning or something. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I know I'm still going to start getting questions again about literally where do you sleep, how do you sleep, are you a vampire? Because you don't appear to be asleep. You appear to be making videos at all hours and writing comments at whatever time. Anywho, I'm going. I'll see you tomorrow night, whatever time it is, and we'll have a go for the 4th day. All right. Thank you very much. Bye bye.